Hey guys, so I'm kind of new to vlogging and I have a feeling that this first video is really gonna suck, but everyone's gotta start somewhere. So my name's Tori, but you guys can call me September's Huntress, which is just, my YouTube name. I was born in September and actually I don't actually like hunting at all. Unless you want to count supernatural as kind of hunting. I'm a bit of a fanatic. So I've actually been going to the doctor a crap ton lately. This is not makeup under my eyes. This is just lack of sleep. The bruise on my face has to do with some of my mental health, and I have anxiety attacks. And when I have these anxiety attacks, I hit myself, and so that's something I'm working on too. And so what I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about is actually one of my mental conditions. It's bipolar disorder. Now, I don't understand a lot about it myself, but as someone with it, I can only give you my own experiences. And one thing that I can say is fairly true for myself about having this condition is that my mood swings are really quick. I kid you not. 1 minute, I can be completely fine. I'm laughing, I'm joking, I'm having fun. And let's just say someone accidentally bumps into me and spills something on me. I am now either really sad and I'm crying, or I'm pissed off to high hell and I'm screaming and I'm yelling. And actually, it's not even the reaction I want to have. It is literally just like functioning on autopilot. I sometimes don't understand why I do it. I mean, I know I have this condition and I've researched it and I've looked at it. But, like, what I'm trying to say is I have not quite mastered how to control these outbursts. And I'm working closely with my counselor and my psychiatrist to try and help me out with that. Another thing that I've learned about my condition is that manic lows can be anything from depression to just any negative emotion is really just let me stop there. Any excessive negative emotion for me personally has been a manic low, like depression, extreme sadness, extreme anger, extreme anything. I'm never in the middle. It's not, oh, I'm only a little bit sad today. No, I mean, usually it's, oh my gosh, I'm crying because I dropped my pen on the floor for the 4th time and now I have to pick it up. My life is absolutely insane sometimes. I collect things. Fish seems to be my my ideal thing right now. I have 4 tanks in my room. One is a 20-gallon that literally houses 1 fish, and his name is Wilfred. And I don't know if any of you guys are gamers, and you play the MMORPG called Neverwinter. I play on PS4. Private Wilfred is actually where I picked out the fish's name. Is actually where I got the name for the fish. And he's been alive, I swear to God. He's gone on 3 years, and it's just, to me, watching the fish in their tanks gives me a sense of they are literally doing this alone in their own little world, and they don't get it. They don't know what's going on out there. And it kind of makes me wish I could be that clueless about things sometimes. So I have Wilfred in my 20-gallon tank. And in the other tanks, I have betta fish, and they are divided. The betta fish are divided. I have male bettas, all male bettas. In fact, all my fish I've deemed are male. I have 2 goldfish, 4 bettas, because Obviously, for those of you who have had betta fish, you should know that you cannot stick two male bettas or two female bettas together. They'll kill each other. So I got tanks with dividers in them. And in one tank, we have Sam and Dean. And in the other tank, we have Castiel and Crowley. And in the fishbowl by himself, unfortunately, because Wilfred's a violent little bastard, is Lucy, short for Lucifer. I kind of collect these fish, and I just watch them. And it's just so soothing. I don't know why. I still have not figured that out. When I get angry, I cuss a lot. I cuss and I scream. And I say really mean and hurtful things to people. Like my family. And for a while, that kind of tore me and my family apart. Because I wasn't a nice person. Nobody wanted to be around me. My friends even started to dislike me. They just flat out told me, "You're not nice, Tori, and we don't want to be around you." I mean, I'm sure they said it more bluntly than that, but you get the gist. On top of bipolar disorder, I have anxiety. I have horrible, horrible, crippling anxiety some days. I kid you not. Like, okay, my best friend got me these waterproof headphones. Just the thought, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go test these out, because he tested them and said, oh my gosh, they're not the most amazing thing in the world, but they do work, and it's kind of cool, or whatever the precise words were that he said, I don't remember, but, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go test them out, but then all of a sudden I got this thought, holy crap, what if they electrocute me? Wait a minute, now, that's not even possible, because your headphones have to be hooked up to a source of electricity for that to happen. They weren't. By the way, they did work. I did test them. They worked really, really well in the shower. And it was great, because music is often how I speak. If I can't tell you how I feel by just simply telling it to you, I will pick a song and I'll say, this is me. This is kind of how I feel. And I'll show you how I feel that way. So if I ever get really close to you, that's how I express myself. Sometimes it's through music. And I know that's how a lot of people do it. I have an emotional support dog. She's not an official emotional support dog, but she is an incredible source of emotional support. If I scream, if I start crying, if I start scratching myself, anything like that, she will get in the way at the risk of her own health, because regrettably, sometimes I do get so frustrated and shaking and upset that I push her away, even though that's her job. She was supposed to be my service dog, but unfortunately, a lot of things ended up happening in my life all at once, and I never got her certified. But she's amazing at her job. This is her. This is Maya, and she is purebred golden retriever, and she will be 5 on October 31st. And as you can see, she's quite comfortable just laying on my knee. Sometimes I mean, those of you who like dogs, you'll understand this. Sometimes she'll crawl right up on my lap and just sit there. And I don't move, because I'm like, I know this won't be forever. And as sad as it sounds, I've literally, just watching videos or stuff and hearing about people's stories about their dogs who have passed away or anything, I start crying. I'm like, oh my God, because I know, as much as I tell her she's not allowed to die, as much as I tell her she can't go over the Rainbow Bridge without me, I know it's going to happen. And I know that it's absolutely going to suck. And even now I'm kind of fighting back tears. I want to say I'm more emotional than I let on, because, okay, let me start that over. I am more than angry. A lot of times, I am excessively angry, and all I feel is complete and utter hate. And to be quite honest with you guys, I fucking hate it. Sorry, I cuss a lot. I'm trying to slow that down. I don't like it. I don't like how much hate I have inside my body. And honestly, I'm unsure how I could even hate that much. At first, I kind of totally I totally disliked my parents because I thought they showed my little brother a lot more attention, and some of the things they said to me were quite questionable. But I think I was just kind of looking at it. I was looking at it completely the wrong way. Is the way I've been trying to look at it lately. Through the help of my best friend, through the help of my counselor, through the help of my family in general. Another thing about me is I'm incredibly sexist. No offense to you ladies. I'm sure there's a bunch of wonderful women out there. I happen to have a lot of conflict with women. I either, unfortunately, somehow I feel jealous of them, or I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I even find them cute because I am bisexual. So there's a lot of women I do not get along with, including my old best friend. I say old best friend because she's just a friend now, because unfortunately since moving to Michigan and away from, being able to see her all the time and stuff, our conversations have dwindled to next to nothing, and I feel she tells other people a lot more than she tells me, then she acts like she's told me, and I'm like, whoa, wait, what? You never told me that. And so it's not me trying to be rude, it's me trying to let her have her own life, and I guess maybe separate some of the sting in case she doesn't consider me like that anymore. So there's that. Ew, Maya, you drooled on me. Gross. Yeah, but back to the women. I get along better with men. My first experience having a boyfriend wasn't even the greatest. I truly believe, now he's a nice person. He's a really great guy. He's a really great guy. I have nothing against the man. In fact, I almost married him. I was engaged when I was 18. I want to say 18. If I remember correctly, I was engaged the day before my birthday. And unfortunately, we broke off the engagement because of me. It was because of me and my attitude, and I refused to budge. I refused to change. I have since reached out to him and apologized for my behavior. And basically, every one of my old friends, my family, I've kind of just been like, hey, look, I don't want to be at odds with any of you anymore. I respect the fact that if you don't want to stay in my life, but I appreciate the fact that you're just hearing me out and willing to listen. So, needless to say, I know a lot of amazing people. And if any of you happen to see this, you guys are literally the most awesome people. Because without you in my life then and without you in my life now, I kind of have a feeling I wouldn't be in a very good spot. Okay, what else was I trying to say? So another part of, my illnesses, or my conditions, rather, I should stop calling them illnesses. I mean, they are illnesses, but, if I think of them more positively, maybe I won't be so stuck. So, another one of my conditions is I have ADHD. I literally, as I'm sure you've been able to tell, I find it hard to keep eye contact. I find it hard to stay still. I find it hard to keep doing one thing. If I'm on the phone, I'm up and I'm pacing the room, or I'm pacing the house, or I'm just shifting positions on my bed like a teenage girl. Or I'm moving my hands, I'm sure you've seen me touching my face constantly. So I guess what really sparked all of this off is I have been really sick lately. My boyfriend has been, he's been really good. I've had to go to the hospital 3 or 4 times because I don't know what's wrong with me. And the hospital here in my town, OMH, I don't care for it. I don't care for Otsego Memorial Hospital because they basically told me I had mesenteric adenitis, I think. I'm not sure if I'm even saying that right, so no doctors better be laughing at me. They told me I had this and that and a kidney infection. I go to the hospital in the town, where my great-grandpa lives, the town over. If any of you live in Michigan, I went to Petoskey. And they told me something different. And then finally, after going to Petoskey another time, telling them, hey, oh my gosh, it still hurts. The only ones to actually give me any relief from the pain were the doctors in Grayling. Although I'm not even sure they know what's wrong with me. The doctors, at first he was so sure. He's like, it's your gallbladder. I'm pretty sure of it, and we're going to have to probably start looking at some options for surgery. So here I am, alone in the hospital room at the time, because, my boyfriend was nervous, and I was like, hey, you know what, why don't you go get something to eat, and if I'm released tonight, I can just grab some food after, okay? And I hadn't been really wanting to eat lately anyway, because every time I eat, it hurts, which is another thing. The doctor was like, okay, I'm kind of thinking it's your gallbladder, and since you've yet to have an ultrasound, we're going to go ahead and do that. So they did, and this entire time, this lady is giving me this ultrasound. I'm almost in tears. So I go back in the hospital room after that. I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of texting with what little phone battery I have left. And then the doctor comes in and goes, okay, so your gallbladder's fine and everything looks perfect. And I'm like, say again? Like, I almost started crying then, because it's not that I wasn't grateful that there wasn't an issue. What it was I was upset because they didn't know what was wrong. And so while the doctor's talking to me, I just kind of, I'm forcing myself to smile, and I'm trying not to cry. And, after he leaves, I kind of start crying, and I'm kind of snippy with my boyfriend, because he's come back by this point, and he's like, well, I mean, at least it's good that you don't have to go through that, right? Because, you wouldn't be able to eat half the stuff you eat. I am not one to just eat a salad, guys. I can't stand salads. And I was like, yeah, but you don't understand how much pain I'm in. Literally, I'm not sleeping. When I eat too much, it hurts. Or just really any amount. It's been hurting. I've been drinking cranberry juice like it's going out of style, just in case somehow it is literally just a very wicked kidney infection. So I've been trying to, because you're supposed to go to the bathroom immediately when you feel you have to go. You're not supposed to hold it. But I have a bad habit. I'm usually on my computer, on my PS4. I'm doing stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to go right now. Well, just a hint, go when you gotta go. Because if not, you're going to wind up with all sorts of problems. They said I had blood in my urine and everything else. And one time I actually could see it when I went to the bathroom. I was like, holy crap, I've never had that before. So I'm nervous, needless to say, which also feeds my anxiety, which doesn't help anything. Although, just sitting here talking about all this stuff that's been going on with me for the past, God knows how many years. I want to say all this shit really started tumbling when I was 14. And if you guys want to know more about that, I mean, whatever. If you do, if you don't, I don't care. But if you guys really want to know, drop some comments below, and I'll make another video. Hopefully more smooth and fluent than this one, because it, again, I'm not a professional. I literally just started. So something I have to tell myself sometimes, and something I want to tell you guys, is to make sure you live, laugh, love every day, because it could be your last. So I hope to see you guys again soon, and thanks for watching.